Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the transform tools available in Photoshop. So as you create objects in Photoshop, there might be occasions where you want to change the size, shape and form of the objects that you create in the composition. So in today's video, I am going to discuss and demonstrate how to manipulate those elements in your canvas by using the transform tools. For today's video, I am going to use this particular image, which is the logo of Photoshop, to demonstrate the working of various transform tools. So you can go and get any random image and give it a try. In the tools panel, you can see the very first tool is the move tool. You can use it simply by pressing V on your keyboard. It's the shortcut. We'll be using this move tool to move our objects as per our preference. Before we move to transformation, first we need to know how can we select an image. In order to do so, just click on the image that you want to select. Then there is a very simple shortcut to make the selection. Just press Command T on your keyboard, and you can use Control T if you are using a Windows PC. Then if I right click on the image, then you can see we have various options available here. Let's say I want to flip the image. So at the bottom you can see we have two options, flip horizontal and flip vertical. So if I use the flip horizontal option, then you can see we have a mirror image of the Photoshop logo. Let's go back. You can use Control Z or Command Z to undo the changes. And now if I go with the flip vertical option, then the image is turned upside down. Let's move back to the original state so that we can try more options. Now let's make a selection of the layer once again by using Command T. As the image is now selected, the free transform tool is activated, which is indicated by this bounding box around our layer. So we can use any of these points to transform our image. Suppose we use this top and bottom point, then we can transform our object vertically. Or if I use the points at the right or the left, then I can transform the object horizontally. These points around the corner enables us to freely transform our image to larger size, or we can also make it smaller. But as you can see, the aspect ratio of the image is not maintained. So if you want to make sure that the aspect ratio of the image remains constant, then you can use shift in your keyboard. So I'll show you. Let's move back to the original size. So now if I press shift on the keyboard and then try to scale the image, then you can see the aspect ratio of the image, it remains constant. So our image is transformed to scale. And there is another option for transformation. So now if I press shift along with alt in Windows or option in Mac, then we can transform the object on the central point. So you can see if now I try to make the image larger or smaller, then the transformation takes place around the central point of the image. Now let's try one more option for transformation. So what I'll do is I'll press command on my keyboard. You can press control for Windows. So now if I move the cursor to one of these points and try to make a transformation, then you can see the image is distorted. Right. We can use this tool to change the perspective of the image. So if I try to move it slightly upwards, you can see the perspective of the image is changed. Let's move back. Now let's go ahead and use the rotate tool. So if I move my cursor towards one of these points and go slightly away from it, then you can see the cursor changes, and this allows us to use the rotate functionality. So if I click now and try to rotate the object, then you can see we can freely rotate our image to any angle we want. But suppose you want to rotate the image to certain fixed angles like 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 60, 90, etc., then I'll show you how to do it. Just press shift on your keyboard, and then you can try to make a rotation. Now it's at 0 degree. So if I move towards the right, you can see now I'm at 15 degree, then 30 degree, 45 degree, and it goes on. So all the tools that we saw till now are the most commonly used transform tools in Photoshop. There are a few more that you can use. You can go ahead and explore them. I'll explain one or two. So for that you can go ahead to the edit panel, and under that you can go to transform, and you can see we have various transform tools available here. I wanted to show you the warp tool, and you can see it is disabled here right now. If something similar is shown on your computer, then you can go ahead and do the same, which I'm going to do now. So what we'll do is just go to the layer that we were using, and you can right click on it and click on convert to smart object. Okay, then now if you go to transform, then you can see those tools are enabled. So now I can click on warp. Let me zoom in. So now you can see a different kind of bounding box is created with more number of points. We can go ahead and use these points to create a warp effect. So you can go ahead and play with these points to create a warp effect. So after making the changes, you can press enter to apply the effect, and you can press Ctrl Z to reverse the changes. I'll go back to the original state, and now I'll show you how to use the perspective tool. So you can go to the same menu and select the perspective tool. Now if I try to transform the object using these points, you can see the perspective of the image changes. It's very simple to do it. Okay, so there's one more thing left. I wanted to show you how you can transform multiple layers in Photoshop. So for that, let me create a copy of this layer. So to create a duplicate of the layer, you can go ahead and right click on the layer and select duplicate layer. Click OK. So a copy of the layer is created. Now let me place them side by side. Okay, so we're done. Now if we want to transform both these layers simultaneously, then what we can do is we can go ahead and select these layers from the layer panel, and then you can press Command T. So now both the images are selected. So now if we try to transform these layers using these points, then you can see the layers are transformed simultaneously, so it works fine. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, then drop a thumbs up below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get notified about the upcoming videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one.